It all started as a simple weekend getaway. Just me, my husband, and our little one. We'd been planning this trip to Vung Tau for weeks, longing for a break from the daily grind. The plan? Load up the motorbike, rely on Google Maps, and let the adventure guide us. But what awaited us wasn't a seaside escape. It was a journey into the unknown. The trip began innocently enough, though our outdated knowledge of the roads led to several wrong turns. By the time we found ourselves utterly lost, the clock had struck 9 p.m., and the deserted streets carried an eerie silence. Frustrated and tired, we decided to stop at the nearest hotel rather than push forward into the night. We stumbled upon a 5-story building with a dimly lit facade. "This place looks okay, I guess," my husband said, clearly hesitant. "We don't have a choice," I replied. "Let's just get some rest and figure things out in the morning." The receptionist handed us the key to room 13. I shuddered. I've always had an aversion to that number. But with no other rooms available, we had no choice but to stay. The moment we stepped inside, an inexplicable chill swept over me. The air conditioner wasn't on, and the windows were shut tight, yet a breeze seemed to brush past my face. "Did you feel that?" I asked my husband. "Feel what?" he replied, already unpacking. "You're probably just tired." Dismissing it as exhaustion, I focused on settling in. The room was oddly spacious, but the cramped bathroom with its oversized mirror gave me a sense of being watched. Despite the unease, we tried to sleep. As the night wore on, strange occurrences escalated. At first, it was subtle, a soft scratching sound at the door. "Did you hear that?" I whispered, shaking my husband awake. "It's probably just the wind," he mumbled before rolling over. I dismissed it as a trick of my tired mind. But then I saw him. A boy, no older than 10, with disheveled hair and hollow eyes, sitting in the corner near the door. "Who's that?" I gasped, clutching my child tightly. My husband shot up. "What? Who are you talking about?" The boy didn't move, didn't blink, just sat there staring. The air grew heavier as a scraping noise began again, this time louder, more deliberate. Panic set in. I held my child tightly and whispered a desperate prayer for peace. The scratching stopped, but the oppressive feeling remained. The next morning, I told my husband we had to leave. "You're serious?" he asked, clearly puzzled. "We just got here. What happened?" "I can't explain it. Something isn't right here," I replied, glancing nervously at the room. He'd slept through the night, blissfully unaware of the terror I endured. We checked out, and as I glanced back at the room from the parking lot, I swear I saw a pale figure lingering by the window. We moved to another hotel near the beach, hoping for a fresh start. Room 213. I hesitated at the number, but brushed off my paranoia. "It's just a coincidence," my husband said when I mentioned it. This room seemed ordinary, even comforting, and we finally felt at ease. But the peace didn't last. That night, a skeletal face with matted hair appeared inches from mine. I couldn't move or scream, a classic case of sleep paralysis, or so I'd thought. "Wake up! Wake up!" I managed to croak, shaking my husband. He woke, groggy and confused. "What's going on?" I saw someone. "Something was here," I stammered, tears streaming down my face. Even as I recounted my nightmare, I couldn't shake the feeling that something sinister lingered. The next day, as the sunlight poured into the room, I tried to brush off my fears. "Maybe it was just a dream," I said, half convincing myself. My husband looked at me, concerned. "We can leave if you want." But I shook my head. "We've already paid for the room. Let's just try to make the best of it." For 3 nights, we endured the unexplained. Footsteps echoing in the hallway, relentless knocks at the door with no one there, and shadows darting across the room. Each incident added to my unease. My husband, ever the skeptic, tried to rationalize everything. "It's an old building," he said. "These things happen." One night, we heard the sound of a chair dragging across the floor in the room above us. My husband called the front desk to complain, only to be told that the floor above was unoccupied. "That's impossible," he muttered, visibly unnerved for the first time. "There has to be someone there." By the 4th night, I'd had enough. As I packed our bags, a loud knock echoed from the door. I froze. "Should I open it?" my husband asked, moving towards the door. "No." I snapped, grabbing his arm. Let's just leave. We packed up and left, forfeiting our deposit. On the way home, I couldn't stop thinking about the boy and the figure in room 213. My husband, who'd kept quiet during the trip, finally confessed. I didn't want to scare you, but I saw something too, he admitted. A woman in a white dress, soaking wet, standing by the wardrobe. I stared at him in disbelief. Why didn't you say anything? I didn't want to make things worse, he replied, looking guilty. Do you think she followed us? I asked, the thought sending shivers down my spine. I don't know, he admitted, but I hope not. Even now, as I share this story, I feel a chill recalling those nights. The experience left me questioning everything, the nature of fear, the unknown, and how the unseen world might sometimes intersect with ours. If you've ever had a similar experience or have theories about what we encountered, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more eerie tales and personal adventures. Until next time, stay safe and sleep well, if you can.